Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Northeast Diary. Here we bring you the latest developments from India's unexplored Northeast region. Friends, it is the season of festivals and festivities. We in the Northeast Diary wish all of you a very happy Diwali. Deepavali, the festival of lights, is being celebrated all across the country with religious fervor. This festival celebrates the victory of the good over the evil and light over darkness. In Tripura, every year on this occasion, a 2-day Diwali and Kali Puja festival Mela is organized at the famous Tripura Sundari Temple located at Udaipur in Gomti district. Here is a report from our Agartala correspondent Reena Nongmaithim on the festival.
Tripura Sundari Temple is a Hindu temple of goddess Tripura Sundari, better known locally Devi Tripureswari, basically the goddess Kali. The temple is situated in the ancient city of Udaipur, about 55 kilometers from Agartala. It is believed to be one of the holiest Hindu shrines in this part of the country and also is considered to be one of the 51 Shakti Pithas. Legend says that the right leg of Sati fell here. The temple is also popularly known as Matavari, constructed during 1501 AD by the Maharaja of Tripura, Danya Manikya. The festival during Diwali Puja at Tripura Sundari Temple is a century-old tradition. For this year, the 2-day festival of Deepavali or Diwali and Kali Puja has begun there today early morning with Mangal Arati rituals at the Ghats of Matavari, Lake, Kalyan Sagar. Gomati District Magistrate and a Member Secretary of Diwali Festival Committee, Mr. Rawal Haiskumar, told AIR News that
I am very happy to announce that this year we are going to celebrate Diwali Mela in the full-fledged manner. In the year 2020, Matavari Trust could not organize it in full-fledged way because of COVID restrictions. But this year we have taken initiatives and have already held a series of meetings with all the line departments locally, and state level also we have got various decisions and instructions. So considering all those instructions and with the consultations at local level, this year we are highly prepared for organizing this Mela. As all of know that Mata Tripura Sundari Temple is worldwide famous. It is not only famous in northeastern area but also in other parts of the country also it is famous, and it attracts tourism and devotees from nearby country also. So this year we have arranged for the Mela and we are expecting that around 5 to 6 lakh devotees will come like every year. Now this year we have already undertaken various developmental activities, various preparatory measures have already been taken and many activities are underway. Matavari temple illumination is going on and the repairing maintenance work is also going on. This year we have invited Brahman priest from outside state also. Apart from it, how we have planned, like on 4th and 5th we have planned Matavari Mela. This Mela will be inaugurated and graced by the Honorable Chief Minister, and also that other dignitaries will also come on the day of Mela. For preparation of this Mela, 14 subcommittees were formed and other line department, police, media and with other stakeholders we are taking series of meetings. Like every year, we have already arranged for various civic facilities.
For Northeast Diary, this is Reena Nongmaithim from Agartala.
In Assam as well, the festival of Diwali is celebrated with a lot of pomp and show. Our correspondent from Dibrugarh has all the details.
The festival of lights, Diwali and Kali Puja bring a new wave of enthusiasm among people. The prominent areas of Dibrugarh town, namely RKB Path, Thanasari, HS Road, Shantipara, Naliapul, Porton Bazar and New Market will come to life with colorful and vibrant lights. The celebration will begin from Tuesday on the occasion of Dhanteras. Keeping with the norms, many people being seen buying valuables. Festival sales are still live and premier malls of Dibrugarh are offering big discounts on cyber wearable. Moreover, as the closing of many of e-commerce bonanza coming near, customers are busy to get various benefits and discounts on the final day of the sale, which resulted extra busyness of e-card delivery personnel. The elder becoming busy making preparation for worship of goddess Lakshmi. Parallelly, many sections of the society are also becoming busy in making arrangements for observing Kali Puja in a befitting manner, to be held after 2 days. Mata Kali is one of the main female goddesses worshipped in the state, with a temple or pandal in almost every lanes of the city of Dibrugarh and in rural and tea garden areas. The prayers usually start around midnight during Amavasya Tithi and goes on until dawn. Prasad will be distributed to the devotees on the night of Puja and the day after Puja. Puja committee will adhere to the COVID protocol similar to Durga Puja. They will enforce the use of masks and a sanitization facility will be available. On the other side, as the days of Diwali draws near, potters are seen busy once again making earthen diyas, which is a must for festival as people worship and decorate their houses and establishment by lighting diyas. Potters said that despite of COVID pandemic, the market is steady this year. However, people are preferring small size diyas this year since it consumes less mustard oil, whose price have become almost double compared to last year. Moreover, an order was passed by Pollution Control Board recently stating that only green crackers are to be used for upcoming Diwali. The board has published guidelines stating a complete ban on selling and bursting any traditional firecrackers until further notice. The time frame has been set by the board for 2 hours maximum from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Diwali day. Pranab Kumar Nath from Dibrugarh for Northeast Diary.
As the country is moving forward with the Clean India campaign, Government of Meghalaya, along with the Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, has conducted a number of programs to create awareness, mobilize people, and ensure their involvement in cleaning waste, mainly single-use plastic waste, throughout the state. We have a report from our Shillong correspondent.
Various cleanliness drives were conducted across Meghalaya as part of the Clean India campaign by volunteers of the Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan and National Service Scheme and the public. Some of the prominent locations in Shillong city where cleanliness drives were conducted include Rabindranath Tagore Art Gallery, Brookside, Rilbong, District Research Office, Tribal Research Institute, Maulai Nongkwar, and the Jawaharlal Nehru Sports Complex, Shillong. During the course of the cleanliness drives, which lasted for a month all across the state, an estimate of 17,720 kilograms of waste was collected and disposed of from East Khasi Hills district alone. Virendra Khatir, Director of Finance, Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, New Delhi, also participated in one of the cleaning drives conducted here in Shillong. He stated that it is the dream of the Prime Minister that every citizen in India should have a culture of cleanliness, and that is the reason why the NYKS has decided on the eve of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to organize a 1-month-long cleanliness campaign. Under this campaign, all 744 districts of India, where there are around 2.5 lakhs of villages, were covered. So on average, 11,000 kilograms of waste were collected per district.
In Shillong, people are very enthusiastic and committed towards cleanliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and cleanliness should be our religion also. We have already exceeded our target, so I would congratulate Zonal Director Mr. Atul Nikam and his whole team and your whole network of youth clubs and Mahila Mandals and NGOs and other departments like police departments or postals or corporates, which are counterpart, which are stakeholders in this campaign. We have also involved all the stakeholders like community-based organizations, religious organizations, corporate officials, police officials, district administration officials in this, so that it has become a Jan Bhagidari program rather than only a formal function.
This is Rustam for Northeast Diary from AIR News Shillong.
With the huge drive of vaccination that has already crossed the mark of 103 crore vaccination all over the country, the havoc of coronavirus and its positivity rate is showing a gradual dip. However, as the pandemic is not over, the vaccination and awareness campaign are two weapons to fight against the further spread of the dreaded virus. Amidst this scenario, Mizoram has recorded a high rise of the positivity rate in the last 2 months. That has steered the state and its people to embark on a widespread vaccination drive and awareness campaign to follow a few golden rules to combat COVID-19. For more of the details, we will go over to our correspondent from Aizawl.
Along with the rest of the nation, Mizoram began the vaccination drive on 16 January this year, and this drive is continuing with more pace and coverage till date. This is observed that while the state has been facing higher positivity rates of the infection in the last 2 months, the state government has arranged vaccination facilities in all localities. Also under this principle, the health workers are found visiting homes to vaccinate old age and disabled persons. According to the officials, so far over 7 lakh eligible population of the state has been administered first dose and 5.5 lakh people have taken full dose out of the total population of around 12 lakh. Vaccination apart, the state has embarked on a statewide all-mask campaign to re-sensitize citizens on the importance of wearing face masks. The all-mask campaign, though initiated in the last month, the awareness drive is continuing in all districts. According to the officials, the state has taken up this awareness drive as per the recommendation of the state-level expert team on COVID-19 management. The expert team, headed by the Principal Director of Health and Family Welfare Department, Dr. F. Lalyanthira, have emphasized on aggressive educational awareness campaigns on face masks. Talking to AIR News, State Nodal Officer for Health and Wellness Centers under National Health Mission, Dr. Lalnun Tluangi, said that wearing mask is one of the most effective measures in tackling the ongoing global pandemic.
Over the past 1.5 years that the COVID pandemic is with us, through research studies and evidences gathered, it has become increasingly clear that wearing face mask is the single most effective and important means of preventing the transmission of COVID-19. It is therefore important that in order to stop the transmission completely or reduce to a significant level, we must all wear masks.
The state government, in its latest advisory for the whole month of November, has appealed to people to avoid movement, including casual visit of neighbors and families. For Northeast Diary, this is Irene from Aizawl.
Located at the heart of South Sikkim's district capital Namchi, the Central Park, which is a shopping hub, recently added a unique reading corner. The facility is aimed at promoting reading culture among the youth. We have a report.
Namchi is a welcome break for book lovers from the city's busy street and markets. Theme, Sign Together. President of United Team of Sikkim, Kumar Pradhan, speaks about Reading Corner.
Our main objective is to make disciplined society and to make healthy relation among the people. Till this date, with the help of our senior and the students, we have successfully done lots of literature-based program for positive network while spreading positive message to society. And recently, with our team, we have successfully installed book corner at Central Park, Namchi, South Sikkim, where the collection of Nepali with all kinds of literature, religious and other books are available, including the books written by local writers. The main aims to install the book corner is to reinstall the habit of reading among the masses, mostly the youths and students who are gradually losing touch with books and fully involved in unhealthy activities, which is not profitable for society. Mobile games and addiction to mobile phone are the example, and our next aims to install the book at Central Park, Namchi, South Sikkim.
The initiative also aims to promote a reading culture among the general population. With Saikat Sarkar, this is Diliram Dulal for Northeast Diary from AIR News Sikkim.
As part of the Clean India campaign, the city of Guwahati is currently undergoing beautification. In our Personality of the Week section of the Northeast Diary, today we have for you an interview with the Chief Executive Officer of Guwahati Metropolitan Development Authority, GMDA, Kausar Hilali, interviewed by Manas Pratim Sarma.
This evening we are joined by the Chief Executive Officer of Guwahati Metropolitan Development Authority, GMDA, Sri Kausar Hilali. Mr. Hilali, welcome to our show. Let's discuss Guwahati being the gateway of Northeast. What can we see if we visit Guwahati?
First timer who comes into Guwahati, I think the most important or significant place where one has to, of course, make a visit or stop by is the Kamaka Temple. It's one of the Shakti Peeths that we have in Guwahati, and it's right here. And there's a legend that says that if you visit Kamakya once, you have to come back again for another time at least. Beyond the Kamakya, of course, I mean, we have this absolutely magnificent vista of the Brahmaputra. And you can actually take an evening, ride on one of those very prettily and gaily done up boats that you find. For you to spend time, we in the GMD have developed this old DC's bungalow into what we are calling the River Heritage Center. It's a small museum kind of, it's a 150 plus year old building, and we've restored it to the kind of building it was 150 years ago. There's been a lot of traction for that place. Beyond that, again, if we go down along the river bank, there's a very modern ropeway that we've constructed about a couple of years ago. It connects South Bank to the north, and the northern terminal is just literally on top of one of the famous shrines called Dol Gobindo. It's essentially for commuter traffic, but it also has a touristic angle to it. And then this entire area beyond the ropeway, we have a Nehru Park that's under the GMDA, we have a Judges Field where cricket is being played, and a lot of pretty places in and around the Guwahati High Court. And I think for one to come here, it would be just as easy to spend a couple of days being in the midst of nature. And the serenity will probably strike you as something unique. Of late, of course, there is a plan to develop the Gandhi Mandap. We have one of the highest flags fluttering from that hillock that overlooks Guwahati. It's again a very pretty place.
Would you please elaborate what is the heritage building, how it has been developed, what is the idea behind it?
This used to be, like I said, the bungalow, the residence of the Deputy Commissioner, and it was apparently constructed in the 1850s. The original structure was apparently, again, I mean, from records, we've been able to find out that it was an old Scottish kind of a building, but it probably was razed to the ground during the earthquake in 1897. Subsequently, it was, of course, again reconstructed, and what we've done is we've restored it to the pristine structure that it was. We took the help of some very eminent conservation architects, Smita Makhija and Zia Hussain, and they've done a fabulous job. The idea is for it to be a repository and a reminder, to all of us who visit, the repository of information pertaining to the Brahmaputra and of the people who live along the Brahmaputra. So you have an attic on top that has, of course, been created now, and we've housed some absolutely fabulous pieces of local indigenous musical instruments. And there is an IT angle to it as well. We're developing small YouTube clips so that, we are regaled with the stories of how these musical instruments are actually made and how they are played and what kind of sound it actually produces. So this is, again, a work in progress, and we hope to have about 210 odd instruments in another couple of months. We've opened the Brahmaputra Cultural Foundation for that purpose. Then, in order to show a side of Guwahati or the Brahmaputra that we don't know of, we've curated a lot of old photographs. It's a beautiful journey from 1874 to almost 1970, and these are black and white pictures. Super pictures. They have their own story to tell. So without even having to open your mouth, you'll be able to, learn a lot about Guwahati through those pictures. So that's an interesting part of the museum. There's a small library, which is of course not for heavy reading. It's essentially light reading and tells you a lot about Guwahati and Assam and its people and its traditions. Another thing that we've done, it's dedicated to the handlooms of Assam, but we've tried through photographs and through some creative work, we're trying to show you how the Assamese motifs have evolved. So it's unlike anything else that you've seen anywhere. So I think this is going to be one of the principal hotspots for visitors, very soon. Already there's been a lot of traction, and we have an amphitheater, and I think that area will also, there's a small modern building that we've constructed in one corner, so I think it's going to be very, very interesting. There's also a small play area for kids. So you have a chessboard with live pieces, and they're very interesting pieces. Not really live, but all these pieces are typically Assamese. And then there's a small Ludo table knowledge. I think kids are going to like it. The whole thought of actually sitting on the veranda that overlooks the Brahmaputra and watching the sunset from there, you'll enjoy being there.
So what is the response so far?
Like I said, it was essentially meant for commuting and connecting people from North Guwahati to the south. On an average, we get about anything between 500 to 600 passengers a day. It's shut one day of the week. Since we need a lot of footfall for it to be sustained commercially, we are planning something pretty big in the ropeway. A bit like the Delhi Heart. We're going to have that very, very soon. And once that happens, we expect more footfall. And if we have more footfall there, then we expect a lot of people to actually use the ropeway.
And would you please tell us what GMD is planning for the benefit of the citizens in Guwahati?
You know, when this new government came, and I think our Honorable Chief Minister has been continuously telling us into creating open green spaces for the population. While Guwahati has its own set of problems like any other city which is unplanned, you know, the idea is to create as much of green space as possible for the elderly, for the children. It's not so much a venture where we want to really, generate revenue for ourselves. It's both. Try and make it sustainable if possible. Otherwise, we have it as a welfare project. And the large number of parks coming up, incidentally, I mean, I'll just tell you about Nehru Park, which was one of the biggest and the best parks in Guwahati. So we've tendered for it. There's a bidder who's come in, and it's going to be a spectacular park delivered to Guwahati by the 15th of August next year. I think the best place among the green spaces that we are creating in the near future is going to be the botanical garden in the old jail campus, which will be spread almost over 10 acres. So I think, these green open spaces are really going to allow us to breathe more. In addition, of course, there's another park that is currently under construction in Hengerabari. That's over about, I think, 9 or 10 bighas. Work has started already, and we hope to finish that by July. So what we're doing is we are creating these open spaces and parks, and we're doing it at double the pace that we usually do work over. And I think the biggest gift, hopefully, that I would be able to deliver to Guwahatians is the Silsaku Beel, which is one of the bigger water bodies. I mean, it's almost about 700 odd bighas, but a lot of it has been encroached upon. So we've decided that in order to prevent encroachment and also to allow birds to make it okay for the birds to come and nest, what we're doing is we're cleaning up all the water hyacinth. We've been doing it for the past 2 months, and I hope within the next 2 months we will be able to deliver to Guwahati a fabulously beautiful lake, because in many cases it's in a pretty area with hills all around, and I think we should be able to deliver that.
So it would be like the Guwahati version of Dal Lake?
Not really. There's going to be a difference, because the problem is this is all runoff water from the hills that comes in, and also a bit of sewerage water. So we'll have to do something to ensure that the quality of water in that lake is okay. We've already engaged with CSIR to help us do bioremediation, and it will serve two purposes. It will augment the when we dig it up a bit, then what happens is the retention capacity of the lake goes up. So the artificial waterlogging that happens in Guwahati this is what we feel, with the lake now being able to take in more water, perhaps there's going to be less of waterlogging immediately in the surrounding area. Not Dal Lake, but I think it's going to be as spectacular as any other lake, because I know whether you've seen it, it's encircled by hills, and it surely is going to be
So apart from creating, green space, this is very important. What are the other initiatives by GMDA we're going to see very soon?
The small things that matter. One of my dreams was when I joined it 4 months ago. One of my permanent dreams is to have a pet park. I keep talking about a pet park, a dog park. We haven't found enough land for it. And there is an issue with public conveniences. Various agencies are doing it. We've spent so much of money under Smart City mission, but either they're non-functional or they have issues with water, so they're not fully functional, or they're unsafe, considered to be unsafe. There aren't too many users. So we're looking at creating these small niche pink toilets, we're going to call them, start off with a couple of, we intend to convert some ASTC buses into pink toilets and have 1 or 2 by the 1st of January next year. But at the end of the day, I think GMD will continue to have to strive to make more money to fund all these projects. Funds being a constraint, I think the focus for GMDA next 1 year or so is going to be taking on huge big ticket projects. That's going to get you a lot of money.
And we also hope the listeners of India who plan to visit Guwahati must enjoy.
Not just a pretty place, it's also a place where people are warm and hospitable, and such an enormous amount of culture that's still left to be, seen.
Thank you, Mr. Kaushal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
त्योहार भी और कोरोना उचित व्यवहार भी। और हाँ, जल्द से जल्द टीके के दोनों खुराक लेना न भूलें।
And now, let's endeavour to know more about the special places that are nestled in the cozy corners of India's northeast. Today we will take you to a very beautiful place in Arunachal Pradesh, Pasigat. Beautiful, serene and laden with natural beauty. It is a paradise hidden away from the rest of the world.
Pasigat town in East Siang district is the oldest town of Arunachal Pradesh. It was founded in 1911 AD by the Britishers as a gateway to administrative convenience of the greater Abor hills and the north area in general. Though Arunachal Pradesh is a hilly state with beautiful valleys, most portion of Pasigat town is plains. Majority of the population in and around Pasigat belongs to the Adi tribe. Adi is one of the 26 major tribes of Arunachal Pradesh. The Anglo-Abor wars fought between the local tribal Adi people and Britishers, particularly in 1912, necessitated the establishment of the first ever administrative headquarters in Pasigat by the then British administration. The first airfield was established in the town in 1946. The Adi tribe of Pasigat celebrate a number of festivals. In particular, the prime festivals are Aran, Dongin, Solang, Podi Barbi and Itor. Solang is observed in the first week of September for 5 days or more. It is a harvest festival performed after the sowing of seeds and transplantation to seek for future bumper crops. Ponang songs and dances are performed by women folk during the festival. On the last day of Solang, thrown and indigenous weaponry are displayed along the passage of the houses, a belief that they would protect people from evil spirits. Adi dances vary from slow, rustic and beautifully enchanting Ponang style performed in Solang festival to the exhilarating, exuberant hums of Delong performed by men during the Ithor festival. These dances have led to certain forms of dancing which jointly narrate a story, the Tapuwa Dance. In the Tapu, the dancers vigorously reenact the actions of war, its gory details and the triumphant cries of the warriors. Yagjong is performed in the Aran festival. This is another kind of dance whereby the dancers carry sticks with designs created by removing the barks in certain patterns and then put into the fire for some time, which creates the marked black designs. Agriculture is the main occupation of the local people. Being a plain area in and around the town, paddy is cultivated by the local people in large quantity and rice is a staple food. There are several large tea gardens in the vicinity of Pasigat which attract workers from all over the region and bordering Assam. Agriculture, horticulture and tourism continue to be the main source of economy for the town like other parts of Arunachal Pradesh. Pasigat is also known as the land of the mighty Siang and indigenous hanging bridges. The Siang river, which became the mighty Brahmaputra in the downstream in Assam, flows through Pasigat town. There are many beautiful natural locations and landmarks in and around Pasigat. Some of them are Deing Ering Wildlife Sanctuary, Bodak Scenic Area, Komoli Ghat, East Siang District Museum and many others. The unexplored mountains and valley with deep forest cover in the area is a house to many rare plants and herbs which are of medicinal importance. It attracts botanists and zoologists to study the rich plant and wildlife resources. How to reach Pasigat? Pasigat is well connected by road, air and railways. The town is connected by National Highway 515. The oldest airfield in the town, now converted to advanced landing ground, provides chopper and fixed wings air services from Guwahati and a couple of other airports. The nearest railway station is at Murkong Selek in Assam, which is 35 kilometers from Pasigat. From Murkong Selek, one can get bus and other transportation services throughout the day for Pasigat. This is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with Rakesh Dole from Itanagar.
With that, we have come to the end of this edition of Northeast Diary. Do join us next week to hear more stories from this enchanting part of India. Bye-bye.